Welcome back, guys. Alright, yes. You know, as I told you guys before, I won't be able to do any videos, any live at work anymore because they are complaining about people are watching me and saying that I am doing YouTube videos at work, and it is not right. So that is why I have been scared. And then last night I had a meeting. I don't want to become a stranger. Yeah. So they say I'm leaving work now. I'm leaving work, and I have a meeting at 7. I have a meeting at 7 p.m. But I'm just gonna sit out somewhere. Yeah. I'm gonna sit out somewhere and wait until to kill some time and wait until about 6:30 I leave. I walk down to the meeting. Whoa, look at this big water here. Oh my God. And it's this. Look at this. This coming out. Look at this. I don't want them splash me up. Hi, Anik, how you doing? You must be wondering. Oh my God, what is happening here? Yeah. You must be wondering what is happening to me. How you doing? I'm doing okay, I wasn't able to do any videos, sorry, any live the other day because, as I said, I'm not gonna do them at work anymore because my manager was informed that I was doing videos at work. So she said to me, she warned me. So that is why I have not been doing any videos, any live at work. Let me see. I hope you guys can hear me. How is everything where you are? Are you hearing me? Yeah. So I'm just gonna have a meeting at 7 p.m. So I'm just gonna sit over here and wait until it's near to 7 p.m. Then I go to the meeting. So for the past days I've been busy, you know, going to meetings, business meeting. I have a business meeting, you know. So I was yesterday I had a business meeting also, and somebody want to introduce me to this business. So I went there, and a lot of people were there. They were talking about what the business is like. And I was just going to listen. It's not too, you know. Sometimes it's good to find out things before you get to understand things before you go into it. So, so I went there to see what it is like, to find out more about it before I make any decision. So I've been busy for the past 4 weeks, for the past days, and also I can't do those videos. But have you watched the video, Anik? The video that I put up with the gospel concert that I had on Saturday? That was a good live. I did a live. It was a good concert. I hope you watch that live. It's now posted on the channel, on the YouTube channel. You can go and watch it. Oh my God. Let me see if this place is wet. It's not wet. So Let me have a little talk with you guys. How are you doing? I'm trying to see if I can. Oh my god, this phone I'm trying to set the phone. Oops. This place. I can't get a good angle. Oh yes. So guys, let me see if I can talk to you. Thank you for the like. Oh, hold on there. Oh, just 1 minute. Just hold on. So hi, Mike. Let me see. Michael Harvey. Yeah. Hi. How you doing? Yeah. Nice to have you here. Hi, Anik. How is the day? Good day. I want to say good. If it's morning, I don't know if it's morning where you are. If it is afternoon, night, or evening, but whatever time of the day, I just want to say good day. I hope you're having a good day. And guys, as I said before, these past few days I have been very busy at work and not only at work, but I had some business meetings going to, and I have one at 7 p.m. to go to. So I've been kind of busy. Last night I went to another business meeting and so forth. So it has been a hectic day. I've been a hectic past few weeks. Did you watch the? Yeah, man. But Friday, Saturday, I had a youth day, global youth day at church, and Saturday, and it was a kind of like a gospel concert. I did a live on Saturday. The video is up now, guys. The video is up. You can go and watch it. You can go. It was a very, a lot of nice singing, and we have Hezekiah. I think it was Hezekiah Walker. He was there, and we really enjoyed the music. I yes, yes, I have Mike there. Michael, I think I'm getting the name. Harvey. I just want to say hi to you guys and to apologize for not being active for I call it the past 2 days. I didn't do anything yesterday. I didn't put up any video yesterday because I was, busy at home doing some household chores. Cause it's Sunday. When it come on to Sunday, guys, Sunday is the day that I get to do my laundry and to, do some cleaning up around some house core. And after on Sunday, I cook, clean and do some house chores, house chores, and then I had a 7 p.m. meeting. That meeting end up that lasts about 9 p.m. from 7 to about 10 p.m. 7 p.m. to about 10 p.m. So so by the time I reached home, it was too late to do a video. So guys, sorry about not um sorry for not being consistent. And after on Sunday, I cook in the and yes, like do some toast board. I'm trying to see if I can set up this phone. Yes, thank you for the like, guys. Thank you. All right. So you know, um, somebody introduced me. Hi. So somebody introduced me to this business. I was introduced to the business from about 2019, 2019. And we were going to the meeting, doing all of that stuff, and then comes COVID-19. So COVID-19 came and everything was shut down. Everything was shut down. So, business, place, everywhere. So, COVID lasts for about 20, 21, 22, and up to 23. So I did not hear about from the person that introduced me to the business. I did not hear about it for hear from her. I didn't know if the business was still going on. And the other day I met up with her and she introduced me. All right, Mike, bye bye. See you another time. Thanks for the like. Thanks for joining. Guys. Thank you, Mike, for just being here. I appreciate that. I appreciate that very much. And so I met up with the agent and she introduced me. She's introducing me to the business again. And I'm saying to myself, is it a coincidence or is it that something that I need to do? Because guys, when they introduced me, when every time, she introduced me to the business, I am scared to go in something. But you know what I know in life? Yes. So Mike, if I just wanna say thanks for joining. But guys, what I learned from this experience, it must be a coincidence. In 2020, 2019, I was introduced to this business. I wasn't sure I wanted to do it. I had doubts. At first you hear about a business, you had doubts. You wonder if it can work for you. You wonder if it is legit, if it is a scam, and some doubts keep rising. But then when I started to go to the meeting and see the people that are there, big people, you know, people that have been successful in the business, and I start to listen to the mentors and see how the business go for them, or how it achieve, or they achieve, yes, how they achieve, and I look at it and I say to myself, every time something good, every time an opportunity comes in our life, we should not make fear, we must not make fear cause us to put doubt in our hearts. Sometimes we have to take chances. Sometimes we have to come out of our comfort zone if we want to succeed in this life. You think the people that are rich, the people that own business, the people that are successful in this life, you think they didn't wonder about these things? They wonder if setting up this business, if it's gonna, and spending all of that money to the resources, the financial resources, and the capital to start the business. You think they don't wonder if it's gonna be profitable? But nothing comes easy in life. At first, when you start out to do something, it's gonna be challenging. It's gonna take time. Success don't come in the first year you start a business. Sometime, Claudia. How are you, Claudia? Thanks for joining. How is St. Elizabeth? How is the rain down there? We just get a heavy shower right now. It's really cloudy now. We just get a heavy shower. How is the rain? Was there, did you encounter any rain down in St. Elizabeth? So what I'm saying about this video, guys, what I'm saying, what I've learned from my experience, and that is something that I'm trying to get out of my comfort zone. If we need to be successful in life, and whatever we are going for in life, sometimes we cannot make fear and doubt cripple us. Sometimes we just want things easy, just to do something easy. We don't want to step out of our comfort zone. We don't, yes, hi. We don't want to step out of our comfort zone. We don't want to take chances. We doubt, we keep the doubt. But whatever we do, we must step out in faith and confidence. That is why you see some people succeed in life and some people don't succeed in life because a lot of opportunity comes by for them and they reject it because of fear, because of doubt, because of fear of the unknown, because they have a negative mindset. So what I learned, I'm telling you about this business. When in 2019, when I was introduced to the business, you know, one of my friend of mine, she's in it, and she introduced me to the business. I went to the meetings. The people come from abroad, and they came down, and we have Jamaicans here that are in the business. And I said to myself, at first when I hear about it, I need to go to the meeting and find out what is it really, because they teach you. The last rain we had was Thursday. Oh, okay. Yes, so we had a heavy shower today in Kingston. So what I've learned is that whenever opportunity come my way, I make because of doubt and fear. I'm thinking negative. Is these people genuine? Is this a scam or so forth? But what I decided to do, instead of thinking those things, I went, no, and COVID came, and everything shut down. But I was reintroduced to the business. I met upon the agent that introduced me to the business, and I said, you know what? This is the second time this person is that introducing me to the business. Lord, is this where you want me to go? I know that when I retire, especially in Jamaica, when you retire and you're not getting your full pay, you can't manage. And I said to myself, I always question God and said, Father, God, when I retire, how am I gonna? I don't want to be that type of person that, have to depend on anybody. I don't want to be a type of person when you retire, you don't have anything. I see people retire from their work and they're homeless. The family don't business with them. The children don't business with them. So I'm looking to myself and I said, instead of thinking negative and start to say, is scam, it is, I don't have the time. I don't know if I can convince people to join the business. I don't know. Instead of saying negative, I'm putting a negative, I'm putting fear, because fear kills opportunity. So instead of being fearful this time around, I said, Lord, I'm not going to be fearful. I prayed about it and said, Lord, is this what you want me to do? Because I said to the Lord, Father, I don't want to be homeless. I don't want to, when I retire, I'm on the street. I see some old people on the street. They don't have family to help them. They don't have children to help them, and they're there on the street walking up and down with their belongings. I don't want to reach a stage. And Father, I am not where I want to be. And I always pray to the Lord. And being introduced to this business again, I said to myself, instead of putting up fear and said a scam, let me go to these meetings and see what the business is all about. Let me find out more. Let me have a positive mindset about it. Let me take away fear. Let me take away doubt. Let me try to take some chances. Let me get out of my comfort zone. I educate myself to know that nothing in life that you do come it comes easy. If you're studying to pass your exam, if you're studying to pass your exam, you have to if you're studying to pass your exam, you have to to study hard. You have to sometimes you have to you have to sometimes you have to burn the midnight lamp to study. Anything that you want to do in life, it don't come simple. It have to You have to put in the work. So I said to myself, guys, I said to myself, you know what? I'm gonna go with an open mindset. Always have an open mindset. Whenever you gonna do anything, always have an open mindset to learn, and not only have an open mindset, but always ask, go with the direction of God to see, Lord, show me, is this the direction that you want me to go? Is this right for me? So I said to myself, this time around, since I've been reintroduced to the business, the Lord know why this is happening. Because some things happen in life, you know, and it happened for a reason. So I went to the meeting yesterday, and guys, I'm telling you, the caliber of people I seen that meeting, Jamaicans, I know Jamaicans have money. And these young people, when I went to the meeting, I see some people making money. What I admire about one of this business, what I admire about it is that, you know, when you when you register with them, you it's like you become, um, you're independent. You get your own website, you get your own this, and you're able to buy your products, and you get to able to, you get to be able to buy your products. It's like you have your own store, your own business where you buy your products, you introduce people to the business, and so forth, and so you grow. And the more you introduce persons to the business, the more you grow, is the more you move from bronze to silver to gold. And when I look at people that reach platinum, and the caliber of people, and their story is not easy. Some people tell me how when they came into the business, they used to work at the gas station. Some of them used to work at McDonald's. Some people used to, some simple work, working for people. Now they're financially stable, where they don't have to work for anyone. They're owning their own business. They own their own business. They choose when to, they own their own business. They don't have to work with anybody, and they can spend more time with their family, their financial, they can go on holiday. There is their own business, and they can, but you have to put in the work. You have to keep on buying the products, selling the products. You can use the products. Some of these products, guys, are like, nutrition products for your health. A lot of nutrition products, beauty product, detergent, um, um, toothpaste, and all of those things. So if you are, whatever you choose to buy for your store when they set you up, and you go there and you sell your product, so the business don't belongs to you. What profit, whatever from you already sell, whatever you do now, you get the profit. They pay you, and the money you get from doing, go there, equipping people to the business, and selling a product. You can use the product, and doing all of that. They pay you percentage and bonuses the higher you get, and you make your own money by selling the products, by carrying people into the business, so those persons can be, have their own business. And the more you carry in there, the more you earn from them. When they carry people, they earn from them. So it goes down. So people are, so when I look at it, I see uh, this lady. She's a Jamaican from Portland. She was telling her story that when the business came, it's an international business. It's all over about 100 different countries, not only Jamaica. 100 different countries. They started in America. And she said when the business started in 2010 in Jamaica, when it came to Jamaica, she was in Montego Bay when they had the first meeting, and she was there. And when she heard about the business, because she had her little business. But when she heard about the business, she signed up and she started to work and so forth. And they had another business meeting, and every business meeting you would attend to find out more. They give you trips abroad. They fly your own plane fare. They don't. You have to pay your own plane fare. Go to a foreign to there. The business trips are over there and so forth. And she said when she went there, she was a Jamaican lady, and she went to the second meeting. She meet this guy, and this told him he started to talk, and there is where she met her husband. She met her husband there. He's a white guy, and the two of them when he listened, and even her husband was talking. So when he met his wife there, she was working so hard and she was moving up, and he said this is the type of woman that I like. And they met and they get married, and they had 3 children. Now they're buying properties. They have a big property. But they tell a story about how they started. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy because what he said that when he came to Jamaica, because when he came to Jamaica, he moved to Jamaica, and they were living in rented apartments, like they was living in areas, but it's some bash areas, because those areas in Kingston, for you to live in those areas, it costs money. She was living near Devon House, was living um, um, Devon House, King's House, and they were paying rent. And when they couldn't afford the rent, they get people to rent out, help pay the rent by renting out place. So they have more than one persons. No, for example, you would rent somewhere. Say, for example, you rent a 3 bedroom and the rent is high. You could say, all right, I'm gonna rent somebody one of the room, so that person and we share bathroom and kitchen. That is how they had to do it when they started out. They rent one of the room to somebody, so and they share bathroom and kitchen, him and his wife, until and sometime when they put their things in the fridge you have to label it. This is my own, so mix up. So that's the thought of renting somewhere with somebody, renting a place. We have to share with people, share kitchen, and so it was kind of like uncomfortable. But they did it because they didn't want to pay the full amount of rent, so that they could use that money. $75,000 a month is a lot. So by renting one of the room to somebody, and they shared, they could use part of the money to restock, to buy back their product, because they have a company here in Jamaica that sell their product, and they would use that money to restock instead of restock the goods. They don't go to Kentucky, they don't go to Burger King, they spend their money on the products. The products that they buy is nutri, nu, like Nutrigen, supplements, um, nature bar, and those are the things that they feed up on. He said the only time that he would spend money outside and give people the money is like it's an anniversary or a birthday. He would carry his wife to somewhere. But the money that they had, instead of going to Kentucky Fried Chicken, Burger King, they use that money, they cook their own food, and they use that money and put it back into the business to buy stock. And that is how they do it until they were able to move from that shared apartment to having their own rented apartment with nobody. And before they moved to this rented apartment, he said he was at platinum. He stayed there until in that apartment until it become platinum. That is high in the business. And then after he left that shared apartment, he went to an apartment. They get more money now, so they went to an apartment in Barbican, and they were able to rent with share no house with nobody, and they stayed in that apartment until he became we call it like gold, another stage higher. They move from another stage. They stay in that apartment until they move up. They keep on improving, introducing people into the business, doing all of that. And after that, after moving to that level now, they were able now to reach a stage where they could buy their own house. And they bought their own house. And when they bought their own house, they are not only they're buying property, they're buying property in Arcabesa, in Norwood, and they're doing a lot of stuff. They're financially stable. He said when he met his wife, he said, look here, I want to be financial stable. This is the goal that we want. And he said so much time when he was there, guys, if we know in Jamaica we have a road called Mount Rasa. That was before the highway. You had to go up on Mount Rasa, that high mountain. When you look over it, is the gully. Gully, if you and the road is so narrow. So when he's carrying his product to different people, to supply to different people, he had to drive on Mount Rasa road up on the hill, and you look over, there's a precipice, and he had to drive his vehicle. That time he said some trailer coming. I remember this is a white man, come to live in Jamaica. And he said he went through some whole heap of stuff, going through flat bridge, doing all of that. And and they stick with the progress, and they until now they go through their trials and tribulation. It wasn't easy, but they take chances because they have a goal, and they were not afraid. They came out of their comfort zone, and now they are financially stable. So I'm saying, when I look at myself, sometimes I have to educate myself and inspire myself that sometime in life we want to stay in our comfort zone. We don't want nothing hard. We don't want nothing hard. We want things to come easy for us. And because of that, we don't, somehow, because of that, we could have reached further in life. We could have reached further in life, but we say it is too difficult, it is too hard. But when you look at the people with money, you look at the man with a business and those purses, it wasn't easy for them. It was a lot of work, but they stood the ground, and they came out successfully. It's just like you're going to school and you have your CXC and you want to pass all of them with ones. You work, you study hard, and you study hard. Sometimes you have to study night and day. And when you go to the exam, you come out with ones. So, but you have to burn the midnight oil, the midnight lamp. You have to stay up to study everything. So, this, you might be wondering, where am I going with this video? Where am I going with this live? I'm encouraging you guys, as I'm encouraging myself, that nothing in life comes easily. Anything that you want to do, and for it to be a success, it's getting dark here, guys. It's because of the rain. It's because of the rain that the sun, see no sunshine, and place is cloudy. Maybe there's gonna be more rain. But what is the point of this video? Why am I here? Why am I telling you? Guys, I want you to let you know that in life, if we want to be successful in whatever we want to do, whether it's going back to school, whether in find a job, whether to start a business, nothing in life comes easy. And sometimes we have to come out of our comfort zone to achieve. Sometimes we have to take chances to achieve. Sometimes we have to work hard to achieve. Sometimes we have to put away fear to achieve. Sometimes we have to have a positive, most time, a positive mindset in everything that we go into. Have a positive mindset. We have to ask God, help me, give me the strength. Sometimes you're gonna feel like you get up. You're gonna get up, but you must want to be a go-getter. You must want to ask God for give you the strength to carry on. When you feel to give up, maybe it's the time that your breakthrough is on the way. So this is what the point of this video is. This is what it's all about. As I tell you about this, guys, I'm also informing, educating myself, inspiring myself, because that is what, I did that. I am a victim of what I'm telling you. I used to just be fearful. I can't. Every time you say, I can't, you must be able to say, I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. So, go out with a positive mindset. Go out, take away fear. You see, when you go out with a positive mindset and go out and take away the fear and make you program your mind that, things is not going to be easy, but I'm going to take a chance. So when the difficulty come, you have already programmed your mind, and you know that this things like that will happen. So when it come, shock you and run away. That time you already build the strength. So whatever come my way, this is what I want. This is the goal I want to achieve and go at it. But when we put fear in everything that we do, we are double defeated. When we doubt and we lack faith in whatever we are doing, we are double defeated. We are defeated before we even start. So as I look back on my life and look where I've made a lot of mistakes because of fear, because I want to stay in my comfort zone, because I don't want to take chances. When I look back in my life and as I get older and I look back, I live to regret a lot of stuff. So if there's any young people here on this live, I'm just encouraging you, or even if you're older, because once you have breath in your body, you can, whether you're old or young, you still can achieve. I see old people going back to school. So this is a word of encouragement. You know where you are in life. You don't reach where you want. Maybe you want to achieve more in life. You look at it, what do I want to do? And once you find out what you want to do, make the first step, find out to go about it. And when you find out to go about it, yes, doubt will come in your mind, fear will come in your mind, and you say, this is too hard, I can't manage it. But be focused, be determined, be patient, ask God for strength, keep pushing, keep going on it, and you will achieve in the end. So this is just a word of advice. Whether you're old or you're young, anything you put in life, the rich man or the man with the business that is successful. When we look at the people that own Facebook, we own the Microsoft, we own those big people, they started out on nothing. It was difficulty and headache, but they stick to the program. That is why you see rich people in life. That is why they succeed. That's the difference between people that want to be financially free and those that just want to stick to the bare minimum. If you want to stick to the bare minimum, then you have to wonder, you can't buy a house for yourself, you can't pay the rent, you can't do this, you're working every day, work from 9 to 5, and when they take tax out of your pay, and when you retire, you don't have any work, and you don't even see the money where you make as you get the money gone. But when you're financially stable, you can work at your own pace, you can be free to go on your holidays, you can be free to do the things that you want to enjoy, you can rest and have more time to rest. That is what people that own business are rich do. So when I went into that meeting and see the caliber of people, I'm saying, oh, this is what they do. This is how they do it. They stick to the program until they achieve. And I'm saying that's the difference between those that are successful and those that want to stick to the bare minimum. This is the difference between the rich and this is the difference between the poor. And that's all. This is the secret. This is the secret of the rich. And I said, oh, but you see, you have some places that don't want to help others up. But this business, yes, Claudia, we all make mistakes, and I make many mistakes in life. And as I get older and more mature, and I look back, I regret some of the mistakes. But I said, Lord, what can I do now? To maybe I don't get back those chances, but if there's an opportunity, come now. I take that opportunity. Once it's not going to be something that it go against the will of God, then from it come, and I pray about it, and the Lord said, do it. This is the way I answer your prayer. You keep on asking, you pray about how can I get the money to maybe to buy a house, to be, so when I retire, I don't have to depend on family. I don't have to be on the road. I don't have to be begging anybody for anything. I always pray to God, and maybe this is one way of showing me that this is a way out. So I said to myself, I made many mistakes in life, and I regret those mistakes. So when an opportunity comes now, I'm gonna grab it. Instead of putting fear and doubt, I'm gonna learn about it. See what it is. What is this business all about? And how does it work? Let me look. Do I see anybody profiting from this business? Do I have any mentor, anybody that I can look up to say yes, they are benefiting from it? And I said, oh, this is how it goes. And I push out. I push out, and it's not with confidence, not with fear, but with faith. No, not with doubt, but with hope. I get out of my comfort zone because to achieve things in life, you have to come out of your comfort zone. And when you achieve those things, then you can relax. You can't relax yet. You can't relax yet, and you don't achieve it. If you can't do it for yourself, nobody's gonna do it. And as I say this to you guys, I'm saying it to myself. I am saying it to myself because I need encouragement. And I'm learning every day to try not to make the same mistakes that I made before. Um, and to change my mindset, change the way I think about life, change the way I do things, change the way how I look at things. Everything is not about negative, negative, negative. There are positive things in life. So, guys, as I do this video, as I said, this channel about positive thinking, about helping, inspiring, and as I do this video, I'm doing it for you. So I went to the meeting yesterday, guys, and I'm gonna join the meeting, find out more about it. Very soon, I will be able to tell you about it, and also share with you. But if I get into this business, I would like to, because one thing I like with this business, they're not selfish. Once they make it, they want others to make it. So they tell you how to achieve. So if I make it, I'm not gonna. You have some people selfish when they make it. They don't want to tell people the recipe and how to make it. But what I like about this business is that they are helping others up. Because in helping others up, they're helping themselves. Oh, sorry guys. Sorry about that. Sit properly. Sorry about that, Jet Row. I didn't even realize. Big up to you. So I didn't even realize that I was sitting properly. I was so caught up in what I was saying. Yes, so guys, what thing I like about this company, they are lifting people up. They're helping people up. They are not, they want others to make it as they make it. And so as we go out and we get into the business, we tell others about it and help them to make up. So I just want to apologize. All right, thank you, Jetro. So guys, yesterday I did not do a video because I was in the business meeting. It started yesterday. I do some house chores. I do laundry. Then I went to my church. I had to do some personal ministry at church, to go out and in the community to visit other sick and shut in. And after leaving church, I had to cut that short and get myself ready to go to the meeting that start at 7. The business meeting start at 7 p.m. I had to leave about 9 because I think it went on to about 10:30, but I couldn't stay, so I leave. But I get enough, so I didn't get to do a live yesterday. But Saturday was a very, you know, yesterday I had a wonderful time Saturday at church. I did a live. If you watch those videos, there's a gospel concert. We had Global Youth Day. We had the youth of our church singing. We had Ezekiah Walker that was there. You know that man that sing the song about I know one Prayer me pray in the night and me pray in the day. You know them song they them love the song. Yes, so Friday, so Saturday evening is, you know, if you watch the video, that's the last video, the most recent video I did, and you can watch. We had in a great time Saturday, and I did that live. So you can, if you have not watched that video, if you have not watched it, you can go ahead and watch it. So guys, I just want to say, as I encourage myself, because I am not perfect, we are not perfect. I make mistake in life, and I'm learning from there. And the thing about it, that as we get older, we grow, we become wise, and we learn from our mistake. We must learn from our mistake, you know. So we don't keep on doing the same mistake. We not supposed to make the same mistake. We so whatever comes in life, we're supposed to learn from it. And I'm learning from that, from my mistake, and to put away fear. The fear and doubt and negative energy, and it's of the devil. But Lord wants us to move out in faith and trust Him, as it says, as the saying go. Um, there's a saying that goes. Um, I'm trying to remember the saying. I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. So, guys, this is a word of encouragement to you. Anything that you want to do in life, whether you want to, if you want to buy a house, you know you have to go put in the work. If you don't have the money to go on it, if you don't have the money, you know you have to go work to get to go to buy that house, to buy that car. Or if you want to go back to school, if you anything you want to do to advance your life for a better standard of living, nobody is not going to do it for you. You have to do it for yourself. Each man is doing their own thing, but it is how we go about it that make we either achieve or fail. What do we go, the mindset that we have when we are going to do anything can make us succeed or make us fail. And that is what I learned. That is my experience. What I learned, that I make fear, doubt, it cripple me. I want things to be done easy. I don't want to come out of my comfort zone. And it didn't help me. And I said to myself, any opportunity, if I miss a lot of opportunity and they don't come by. But I said, Lord, if there's another opportunity come by, once it is your will, once it is your will, if another opportunity come, I'm gonna take it to the Lord, because I don't do nothing without consulting my Jesus. And anything that come back, I say, Lord, is this right? Is this of you? And if when He give me that go ahead, I'm gonna go about it. But I have to get His blessing. Some of us never get no chances in life again, because we screw up all the chances that we get. We screw up all the chances that we get in life. We have to learn to come out of our comfort zone and have a positive mindset. If you can't do it for yourself, don't depend on others to do it. We're not children anymore, where our parents are responsible for us. We are grown adults. We are on our own. You understand? So we have to make the effort. We have to make the effort. And that is my experience. That's what I'm learning. Every day I'm learning this. I'm learning the facts of life. I'm learning this is how life works. I've been in a dark shadow. Oh, I don't know what world I've been living in, but I need to come out of that negative world. Is the devil want us to be in that negative world? Because the devil don't want us to succeed. Sometimes God give us some opportunity, but we make the devil put fear and doubt, and we don't get the opportunity. Then we say, Lord, Lord, this and that. But the Lord give us so much opportunities. All we have to have faith and go out and trust Him and have patience and let Him lead. But we back away, we run away. I'm learning from my mistakes. We all make mistakes, and I want you guys to learn from that. Because I'm doing this video, and as I look back at this business venture, I realize where I went wrong I could have been far in this business venture, but I just messed up because of the mindset that I have. I messed up. But if God give you another chance, if you have messed up like me and you get another chance, you after you say, Lord, because chance, things will come your way, guys. But you have to make sure not everything comes your way is good for you neither. So if there's opportunity that comes your way, you have to find out about it, seek, do have knowledge about it, and if you say, all right, this opportunity that comes by, it look legitimate, it is good, I consult my God, there's nothing. We don't jump in things like that. I don't do that. I'm a person, I'm so cautious. So there's opportunity to come, I'm gonna search it, I'm gonna research, I'm gonna find out about it, I'm gonna ask questions, I'm gonna look at people, that are in there. Is it helping anybody? What it is all about? And with the help of God, when I see that everything is okay, this time around, I'm going to push forward. Put away the fear. Once there's life, there's hope. So tonight, the meeting is at 7. So it is now, it is 6 p.m. now, and it is 7 p.m. So by 7, I'm going to go down there, look at the products, learn more, and see how I can do it. But with the help of God, all things are possible. With the help of God, all things are possible, guys. All things are possible. How are you guys doing? Have you ever been in a situation where opportunities come your way and because of fear and because you don't want to come out of your comfort zone, have you lose out on that opportunity? Have fear and doubt make you lose out an opportunity? Have you ever had that experience of losing out on an opportunity that you regret in life because of fear and because of doubt and because you don't want to come out of your comfort zone? Have that ever happened to you? I can testify. Yes, it happened to me. It happened to me, and that is why I'm here to let you know the difference between those that keep on trying and those that want to stay in the comfort zone. Those that keep on trying will succeed. The difference between the rich and the poor, the difference between those that take chances and those that don't take chances, the difference between those that have a positive mindset and those that don't have a positive mindset, the difference between people that have a negative, they think negative about themselves and negative about everything, and those that have, you think positive in life. Those that have those positive energy, they will succeed, they will reach far in life. And that is why some of them are rich people in life. Rich. And when I say rich, is people, I'm not talking about riches where people, I'm talking about people, rich people, I'm talking about people that start from the scratch and build their business and work hard. I'm not talking about people that sell drugs and get rich. No, I'm not talking about those people. Those people cannot be my mentor. I cannot. Those persons, I cannot be a role model for me. A good role model for me is persons that can come to me and say, I started this business. But I had doubt. I wasn't perfect in the way I think about it, but I give it a chance. And when I give it a chance, it wasn't easy for me. There are times when I had doubt, but I push forward and I keep on trying and I succeed. Those are the persons that can motivate me. Those are persons that I would want to mentor me. Those are persons that I could be my role model. You understand? Those are the persons that we must look to. So, guys, as I said, I don't know about you, but I learned from my mistake. I learned from my mistake in life. We all make mistakes in life. Your mistake might be different from my mistake, but we are not perfect. If we don't have bad experience, how we gonna learn? In order for us to have experience in life, we have to go through things. No, even though let me tell you something. Even if you can't learn from other people's mistake, you can learn from other people's mistake. But sometimes when you learn from other people's mistake, you see something other happen to somebody, and you say, "I don't want to fall in that position." Yes, you can learn. But when it hit us, when it's our experience, when we go through it and our experience, we have to learn from. Then we are more determined because we know how it feel, we know how the situation disturb us, how it hackle us, how it dramatize us. So we are more show more effort to let it not happen again. My pain and your pain might be different, but once there's life, once there's life, there is hope. Once there's life, there's hope. We have to thank God. Sometimes we get up out of our bed, and we get up out of our bed. Some people don't have no good health, but keep on trying. And while we keep on trying, I would tell you, don't. The Bible says, "Young man, I call upon you when you are strong." And it says, "Seek ye first the kingdom of God." So while we are seeking in life, opportunities in life, we have to seek God also. We don't know what can happen the next day. But so we have to seek God while we are seeking, we are trying to make it in this life. We must also have God by our side. But the word of God said, as our soul prosper, He wants us to prosper and be in good health. So even as I'm trying to achieve, to learn from my mistake, I have to have my God with me. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to be gaining the whole world and lose my soul. So God and my faith is very important too. It comes first and foremost. And while I have Him, then I can do all things through Him. He can be there to help me to go on. You understand? He wants us to succeed. So guys, I hope this video, Claudia, Jet Row, Padilla, Anika, I hope you guys, if you understand what I'm coming from, if you understand, if you get the message, you understand, I hope you learn something from this. But as I said, how is it, Jet rope per either? Wait, which country are you from? I have Claudia from Jamaica. Claudia is in the house from St. Elizabeth, Jamaica. I have Anika in the house. Anika is from Armenia. But I have Jetro. I'd like to know, guys, where are you from? Which country are you from? Are you Jamaican? Are you from America, Canada, European countries? Where? Thanks for joining. Thank you for the like. As you can see, let me make you get a good look at what is happening here. Yes, you know how it goes, Claudia. You know, you understand, you understand. And so, as we encourage ourselves, we have to encourage our children. We have to encourage and tell our children these things. Feed it in their mind. Let them know too. So when they get older, they don't make the mistake that we make in life. We must sit down and talk to our children and say, in life I did something where I regret, and that hampered my life a lot. But I'm telling you this experience that I have, and I'm telling you what I should have done that I have not done. And you tell them these things. So when they go through life and these experiences, hopefully some will take the advice and some won't. But hopefully they would say, I learned what my parents said to me. I want to, to go out with faith and not fear. I want to be a go-getter. I want to have a positive mindset. Teach these things to your children. Teach them. Some parents build up fear in the children. I remember a time that I was supposed to go to America. I was when I was getting married. I was to go to America, and I met somebody there, and I was supposed he's a U.S. citizen, and I was 24 years old, and I tell this story times and times on this page. I tell this story times and times. I was 24, and it was somebody a man much older than I am, but he came and we met in Jamaica, and he wanted to get married to me and came to the state, and I asked my mother. And when I asked my mother about it, my mother said, "No, no, you can't go. You can't go because you don't know this man. Suppose this man." Yes, I understand that you have some people that you can't trust. But you should never come and say, like, all right, let us weigh this thing. Let us look at this thing more reasonable. The first thing that comes to her mind, no, no, you can't go. You can't go because, if this man a kidnapper, if this man a this. Yes, those are things. But as a mother, your child come with something. The first thing, you analyze the situation. Look on the positive side and the bad side about it. You understand? And pray about it before you make a decision. I live to regret that for the rest of my life. I live to regret some chances in life you never get again. Because you have to be careful of who you ask for advice when you're trying to make it in this life, when you're trying to make decision. You might say, oh, your parents. Some parents have good advice. Some of them don't have the knowledge. Some family members, not because they are parents, not because they are siblings. Sometimes they don't, because if the person have a negative mindset, you can't go to them and ask them about anything, because everything is doomed for them. So look to people when you're trying to achieve things in life. Look to people with positive mindset. We can look and analyze the situation. Look at the good part, the advantage and disadvantage. Don't go to somebody with a negative mindset to ask, what you think about this business? What you think about me going here? They are not going to give you no good advice. You must look and analyze the situation to somebody that can analyze the situation and say, all right, this can happen. The good thing about it, it can happen this way, and the bad thing can happen. But pray that, just pray and ask the Lord to reveal the right way to you, and He will reveal it to you. But don't the first thing you get up and say, no, 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 you discourage the person. So we have to be careful as we go on the road of life to succeed, who we ask for advice, who we ask for help. Not everybody have a positive mindset, and that is why they are where they are. So guys, I'm gonna go. It's 7:26. I'm gonna go down by the place now. So I know when I reach to the meeting, I'm not going to be able to do live there, because I have to put my phone on silent. So I'm not going to be able to to do a live there. But you know, but I just take this time, guys, to encourage you what I learned from life. There must maybe there's somebody on this channel that never look at it this way, never think about it this way. So I'm just giving, some good advice. And as I said, this channel is to motivate. Not you don't just come here. You come here to learn something. My channel is supposed to be a channel where you can come and learn the total man, the total mind, body, soul, and spirit. You understand? That is what this channel is about. I feel the rain is coming, guys. So I'm gonna end the live. And Claudia, thank you. Claudia Foster, thank you for joining. Jet Row, thank you for joining. Anika, thank you. Thank you for joining. And see you on the next live. Rain is falling and I have to go now. Bye bye. Love you guys, and take care of yourself and your family until we see each other again. Have a beautiful rest of the day. May it be, you know, a beautiful time for you. May you enjoy the rest of the day, whether it is morning, whether it is night, afternoon, or evening. For Claudia, maybe you're going to your bed now. Have a nice, good night. Have a restful sleep. Those that be going to work, those, wherever you're going, depends on the time you are in your country. Have a wonderful rest of the day. And we talk again. We have more of this little chit chat, inspirational videos. Yes, so if there's any topic that you want me to talk about, you can put it, you can comment and let me know, and we will talk together. This is what this channel is all about. So bye bye, guys. It's a learning channel, guys. So bye bye. I wish I could stay a little longer with you, but the meeting starts at 7 and it's 6:28, and I'm walking down to halfway tree, and the rain is coming down. So bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. I would like to walk with you, but thank you guys for the like. And those that haven't liked the video, those that have not subscribed, please do so. And I like to hear your comments, guys. I like to hear when you comment, because we are having a conversation. I'm not the only one that talking, but we are responding. You see, yes. You see, like how Claudia would respond to me and we talk. We can have that bond. When Jetro talked to me, like he said, please sit properly. I appreciate that, because I was so much into what I was saying, I wasn't realizing that I was sitting properly. Thank you. When Anika come up, every time he come and he support this video and we talk. Sometimes he's the only one with me on the live, but I appreciate it. So bye bye, guys. Take care of yourself until the next live. Bye bye. All right.